G'day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to take a look at the Dokkan event, or the brand new Dokkan event that is required for the awakening medals for Captain Ginyu. So this is the body changed, the ever adapting captain, and basically it's a brand new Dokkan event for Captain Ginyu. As always with Dokkan events, there are two difficulties, and this doesn't seem to have anything too specific about anything else. The nullifying characters, or the characters that do increased damage, are obviously all of the Goku, Vegetas, Gohans and Krillins from before the fight against Ginyu. The main issue though is they don't really link too well. We will build a team with those units just so you guys can see how they go, but honestly I would just suggest against it. Like, they don't really do a big noticeable amount. Well, they do more damage, but because of the difficulty in linking them and those kind of issues, I just don't suggest it. In terms of the units you can awaken with this event, it is the AGL Captain Ginyu, it is the Int Jace and Berta, and the Strength Raccoon and Gildo. So all pretty strong, great units by the way, so if you've got any of them, well done, because that is really awesome, and obviously does really help you out like a lot. They're really strong and these guys are really good, so it's exciting to have them. Then I'm going to be running, as I mentioned, the Planet Namek team. It is the easiest team to fit in the super effective units, basically the Krillins, the Vegetas, the Krillin and Vegeta exchange unit, the Goku and Krillin, the Gohan and Krillin exchange unit or joint duo unit, and yeah, basically, it's essentially pretty straightforward. Though, to be honest, in terms of like the team build, I don't suggest using them. The main reason is essentially, they're not too great. The team doesn't link very well, which makes it kind of lack damage, just because it kind of, doesn't really run smoothly, and yeah, basically it's just not really worth it, at least from my perspective. Like, I would say it's really not like anything major in terms of running that team. I think rather run a standard Dokkan event team, a team that you've been running the whole time, and you'll definitely have a much better time of it. I think you'll definitely have a really smooth run. Not to say that this run wasn't smooth, this run was more than fine. Both runs were more than fine, but yeah, basically, it's essentially a pretty straightforward Dokkan event. There's nothing too crazy here that would warrant having to use the effective units. There's really no like necessity to use them. There's no huge issue or anything like that that's going to kind of cause you, a reason to use, these specific units. Although if you can and you can fit them in nicely, then yep, of course you can. In this first stage, just attack the first two units. The Ginyu obviously dodges every single attack, so there's really no need to fire off any attacks at him. He's invulnerable basically, so you only need to finish off the first two and then you'll be able to push on to the next stage. So obviously the units here are pretty solid. The units you can awaken with this are all really strong. Every single one of them is an incredibly powerful unit. Like, I think all of them are top tier units. The Raccoon and Gilda are a great defensive unit. The Jace and Berta are also pretty strong defensively as long as evasion can work, and they're a fantastic support unit. And then we have the Captain Ginyu himself, who, based on his kit, could arguably be the best TUR in the game, if not one of the best units in the game. I mean, this guy can just hit some crazy numbers. He's defensively astounding, and like on his own team, I think there's a case to argue that he's possibly one of the best units in the entire game, period. Like, I think on his own team, you could very easily argue that he's one of the best units in the game. This guy has, attacks effective against all types when there's other Ginyu Force category characters on his team. He then has attack and defense of 180%, plus an additional 50% attack when performing a super attack, and he's got a medium chance of firing off an attack already. Okay, so you can build him full additional just based off the fact that chances are he's going to be really, really solid, right off the bat. Then when you exchange him, he gets even stronger, recovering 59% health, still having additional attacks. Okay, he then gains 10% attack and defense, and crit chance, and evasion chance. Okay, with each attack performed. So this guy can get 50% crit and 50% evasion. And then he also has a high chance of foreseeing enemy super attacks when there's an ally named Jace on the team. Now remember, he also stacks defense in his base form, so you can just have him stack defense for as long as possible and then transform him to just have an insane amount of damage, like an absolute insane amount of damage. So AGL Ginyu is pretty nuts, and I think he's arguably one of the best units in the game, just in general, and then on his own team, he possibly could be the best unit in the game. And now that would be a big hindrance if his team wasn't so stacked now with all of these recent upgrades. You've got the physical Ginyu EZA, you've got the Jason Berta unit, you've got the Raccoon and Gildo unit, who are an incredibly strong defensive unit. Not to mention the Int Captain Ginyu is still a very strong unit from the free-to-play EZAs, and all of a sudden, under a 200% lead, you are probably rocking like an incredibly powerful team that just performs super well altogether. Like, I don't think there's a single event they cannot clear. Whatever event that team can run, it will clear. LGE GT, LGE Legendary Vegeta events, just all of it. But it is crazy. Like, it is absolutely insane, like how strong Ginyu and this whole team is. So it's definitely well worth it. In terms of the actual, Ginyu himself and the medals you need, you're going to need 77 medals for Captain Ginyu, and you'll need 35 medals for the Int, Jason Berta, and for the Strength, Raccoon and Gildo. I think, it's pretty much straightforward, and I think everything is, pretty easy, so you shouldn't really struggle too much with this. So hopefully you have a decent time. Obviously nowadays, if you do the second difficulty, it auto clears the first one, and of course you can use boosts as well, so feel free to go as well as you do. Support memories don't affect the drop rates of medals though, so don't use those and everything should be fine. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just remember AGL, Ginyu, Int, Jason Berta, and the Strength, Raccoon and Gildo are currently the units you're going to want to farm this event for. And yeah, hopefully everything goes really well for you guys, and I hope you manage to get them in your summons, and yeah, that everything goes smoothly. But you shouldn't have any problem with this Dokkan event. But that's it from me. Take care, stay safe, and bye.